Very good and happy Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Happy hump day from the Weather or Not crew. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather forecast courtesy of On Target. And folks, our community partners over at On Target have been running around like a three-legged dog in a hubcap factory. You got that emergency line right there. Numerous reports of water main breaks, frozen pipes across the region and beyond. They are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's jump into the forecast, shall we? Looking at the setup early this morning, got a little bit of freezing fog potentially developing across portions of the region. Skycam network doesn't look like it's too terrible, but that could be adding insult to injury to some of the travel conditions out there early this morning. No, it's difficult to see, but we got this batch of clouds working in here out of the north and west, and wind staying up a little bit. High-level clouds tracking down here out of Tennessee has played in our favor, resulting in not widespread development of the freezing fog, but some of that is out there, so already got to be precautious heading out with the slick travel still from the ice and snow. But again, be aware of that. Might have a nice little glaze on top of that, making things slicker than a greased possum in socks, if you catch my drift. Let's look across the region. D93 Skycam kicking things off. We've got a little bit of that haze out there you can see. Again, it's not thick freezing fog, but some of that is present. Road crews making ways on the city roadways here across Bowling Green and beyond. Primary routes are looking in much better shape, but some of the secondary B and C routes still quite treacherous out there to say the least. Take a look at this Skycam. Yesterday, reaching almost 30 degrees. Finally got the ice to melt off of our Morgantown cam. Still got the treacherous travel located there on the city streets on the main drag. Please take it slow out there if you're heading out. Schools remain closed pretty much across the board, folks, as the reports that we continue to receive. Many of them called off the rest of the week yesterday, as a matter of fact. All right, so let's jump over here and let's talk about those current conditions. And it is another frigid one, to no surprise. We got readings down the single digits over in Logan County and Butler County, hanging out right around the 11, 12, 13 degree mark here across the remainder of the Wobbles community. The good news is this afternoon we should be taking highs back up to around 30 degrees. Healthy mix of sun and clouds with the UV rays out there. We should continue to see improvement despite the fact that we will likely not rise above freezing yet again. All right, so let's jump over here and take a look at the latest model guidance. First and foremost, we are going to be watching and monitoring temperature trends here in and throughout the day. All right, we progress and we work throughout today. We're going to see these highs that are going to catapult this afternoon right around the 30 degree mark. All right, a few of us might sneak up and touch the freezing mark, but the vast majority of us should remain right at or below freezing. Tonight, I'm going to see temperatures tumble back down to the teens for the most part. Thursday, we're going to rebound highs to right at or just above freezing. Guidance is right there on the line. And then we're going to be thrown right back into the meat locker, folks. Thursday night, getting into our Friday, we are keeping our eyes on the opportunity of a light snow event. And look at our temperatures. Friday is going to be colder again with this northern disturbance rolling in here out of the Great Lakes region. It's going to bring a reinforcing shot of the colder air, and we're going to be breaking it down right now. Opportunity of some snow chances as we roll into our Friday. And folks, that's not the only snow chance here that we have in the shorter term outlook. So here we are rolling throughout today into tomorrow. Despite light winds here coming out of the south at the lower levels to warm us up to near freezing, our flow aloft within the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere is going to remain out of the north and west, so we are going to keep the cold locked in here. We roll throughout our Thursday night, and then here we are rolling into the very early morning hours of our Friday, and look at this deepening low pressure system right here over the Gulf. We have a very interesting event in the meteorological world that is going to be unfolding here throughout the remainder of the week. This surface low is going to lower in pressure at an extremely fast rate. Whenever we reach a certain threshold of how fast that low pressure drops, we result in a meteorological phenomenon known as bombogenesis, a bomb cyclone. This thing is going to rapidly deepen, hug right on the east coast and right up to the northeast, creating what models are depicting a nor'easter with the development of its churning low pressure system And in the process, we are going to get moisture being shoved up here out of the Gulf and out of the deep south, all while this large upper level low located to our north over the Great Lakes swings down and through the region, all right? It's going to swing down and then down to the south and east, and as it does so, that lobe of energy is going to interact with just a very, very little bit of moisture to create the opportunity of some scattered snow showers out here as we finish out the work week. All right, so look at our breakdown here. We go throughout today. We get into tonight. I want to note something. A few of the short-term model guidance has been hinting at this. Look at this development here as we work into this evening. We do have a stationary front that's going to kind of be nosing in here out of the north and west to enhance some lift right here in a short corridor. But some of the short-term models are developing this little snow swath from roughly 6, 7 p.m. through around 9 or 10 p.m. It's not likely to create too much out of this, but that's an interesting note that some of the short-term model guidance there has been showcasing. Might get down some flying flurries or a little bit of light snow showers throughout this evening. Then focus is going to turn. We get more sunshine back in here, although underneath an uptick in cloud cover throughout our Thursday, and then take a look at Thursday night rolling into our Friday morning. This little lobe of energy working in here out of the north and west. We got some scattered hit-miss light to moderate snow showers. This continues all the way through our Thursday night into our Friday as well, with these little lobes becoming available that are going to be churning and cranking, pinwheeling in a counterclockwise fashion south and east through the region. So folks, we're going to have to keep eyes on this. It doesn't look like it's going to be any sort of major snow event, but we might be able to squeeze out some minor accumulations out of this that, again, will only be pouring salt into the wound with the still leftovers from the recent winter storm that we are continuing to deal with. Jumping back over here and getting a look at the big picture, all right? Snow chances for wobbles as a result of that deep upper low dropping out of the Great Lakes, moisture out of the south. But then continue to watch this deepening low pressure system as it hugs along the east coast late in the weekend into the early days of next week. We are going to remain in northwest flow aloft, and we are going to get this massive bomb cyclone develop off of the east coast. This is important because some of the moisture is backdrawing even across portions of eastern Kentucky over the I-75 corridor. And then pulling off here to the east, but keep your eyes up here to the north and west. We remain in that northwest flow aloft. This is going to continue to bring clipper systems south and east through the region. Here we are getting in towards the end of the weekend, and watch. This a cyclone really pulls off to the east, and then that opens up the door for this clipper to dive south and east through the region. So here we are looking at Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, Sunday night, and then throughout our Monday, we will have another opportunity at a light to moderate snow moving across the region that could be bringing some accumulations right back into the mix for us. We get into the latter part of next week. We get another weather maker. Little fetch of moisture off of the Gulf. We got the northwest flow reinvigorating the cold jolt of air. More snow chances rolling into next Wednesday, into next Thursday and Friday. So then it looks like we're going to finally rebound and warm up. So here over the course of the next week and a half, we've got a number of snow chances that we're going to continue to watch here as the cold stays locked in here across the region, all right? We remain here over the course of the next 6 to 10 days, which was the time frame we were just breaking down for you. We're still standing 30 to 40%, 50% probability of remaining below average on the temperature front. And again, no major winter storm chances or signals are in the guidance. But we do have numerous little minor hiccups that could be moving through here and bringing more additional snow accumulations across the viewing area, okay? One of those things that we want to take note of and showcase is the opportunity at those light accumulations. So here's a look at the latest probability of getting at least a dusting of snowfall out of this as we roll through at our Friday. Basically a flip of a coin, folks. We're right around a 50 to 60% probability of getting a nice dusting to a half inch on the ground out of this, at least a tenth of an inch. So we'll continue to monitor this. We'll continue to watch it like a hawk with these numerous little lobes working down here and bringing the hit and miss snow chances to the Wobbles community, along with the rest of the Commonwealth as well. Something else I want to mention, folks. Brian Talley sent us this photo yesterday, and it illustrates something that we want to point out, all right? We have received a number of reports of people driving down the roadway and have gotten these chunks of ice that have come through their windshield, that have come back and hit the roof, damaged headlight on one report that we received. If you are heading out and you are driving around, before you do that, it is very important. I look at it as a duty for your fellow people. Remove all snow and ice off of the tops of your vehicles. That's the roof of the vehicle, the hood, if you got one on the back of the trunk. Look at this photo that Brian sent us. This is what we've been dealing with, okay? Number of wrecks, things that have occurred. Again, reports from local law enforcement. Please remove all of the ice and snow on your vehicles before you head out and about, because it can become a deadly, very dangerous projectile when that thing flies off of your vehicle traveling at 30, 40, 50, 70 miles an hour down the road if you're on any of the parkways. Full 6-day weather forecast breakdown. Some hazy, patchy, freezing fog this morning. Pay extra attention out there, especially in the valleys and on the bridges and overpasses. Highs this afternoon right around the 30-degree mark. Right back down very close to the single digits overnight. With any luck, we should creep at or above freezing on Thursday. Hopefully we get that in here for some improvement. Thursday night on into our Friday, the jolt of colder air arrives with some scattered light snow showers that can't be ruled out. Thrown back in the meat locker Saturday with highs not escaping the teens. Single digits both Friday and Saturday night. Then we roll into our Sunday. Highs in the mid-20s. We'll be back down to around the 10-degree mark Sunday night. And Sunday night into Monday, folks, that's where we're watching for that next little clipper with more snow chances, potentially bringing impacts across the region and beyond. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Whether or Not forecast presented by On Target. Emergency lines right there, folks, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Numerous reports of the frozen pipes out there, water breaks across households, unfortunately, across the region. Save that number in your contacts. Give them a call. God forbid if it was to happen to you. You all stay safe.